Hello, Jean. How are you today?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing great, and it's my pleasure to be interviewing you for one of our positions. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, my name is Emily James, and I am the manager for the oncology unit here at St. Joe's. And I've been with the organization for about 5 years and 2 years in my current position. And it's a pleasure to be talking with you. Could you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure, it's a pleasure to be talking with you as well, and I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. So my background is in healthcare. I became a patient care tech about 8 years ago at General Hospital, and about 6 years ago I also took a part-time job working with dementia patients in a skilled nursing facility. So I love healthcare, and I love working directly one-on-one with patients, which is why 4 years ago I enrolled in Hillman College to get my bachelor's degree in nursing. So I will be finishing in just a few months. I finish in the spring, and then I will be eligible to sit for my NCLEX.
That's interesting. Why do you want to be a nurse?
I love patient care. Unfortunately, about a decade ago, my sister fell ill, and she actually was a patient at St. Joe's on the oncology unit. And even though it was a very difficult time for my sister and myself and my family, the nursing staff here was honestly incredible. They made the situation a little bit lighter. They made things a little bit better as well as they could. And just the way that they were able to care for my entire family really made me fall in love with the profession, and I wanted to one day do what they did.
Thanks for sharing that story. It's very touching. Tell me, now that you've gone to nursing school, how have the clinicals helped to prepare you for the job that you're seeking?
Yeah, I've gotten great hands-on experience. I feel like my clinicals have really exposed me to nursing. I've also been very lucky that a couple of my clinical rotations actually were on different oncology units. So not only do I feel like clinicals gave me hands-on nursing experience, but I also feel like it gave me hands-on experience in oncology.
So tell me, what are some of your strengths as a nurse?
So I would say my biggest strength in general is that I am extremely detail oriented, and that has helped me in my personal life as well as all of my previous jobs. Moving forward, I feel like that is a great strength that will help me when I'm doing assessments on patients, because it'll help me be very thorough. And when I'm documenting, I think it's very important to be detail oriented when you're doing patient documentation.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about any areas that you think you're weak or you could improve.
I would say naturally I do have a weakness of prioritization, unfortunately, but I have learned throughout nursing school the best way for me to combat that is that every time that I go into my clinicals, I start off my day by making a to-do list in order of importance, and I just knock out all of my tasks in terms, or starting with the most critical to the least critical task. And then of course, as the day goes on, I can add things to that list or take away as needed, but I felt that that's the best way to help me with my prioritization of patient care.
Okay. What do you find to be challenging about nursing?
I think the most challenging aspect of nursing would probably be the emotional side of nursing, especially when it's a specialty like oncology. Unfortunately, sometimes patient outcomes are not great, and I feel like that can definitely take an emotional toll on nurses. I feel like nursing definitely is a calling, and I think that when it comes to oncology, you do have to have a certain type of personality. I think that I have a personality where I can be empathetic and I can be comforting to patients and families, but I can also remove myself enough to remain professional.
That's pretty good. Could you tell me what are some of those things that you could bring to the unit?
Well, if I'm hired for this position, I feel like I could bring an aspect of teamwork to the unit. I do love getting feedback, and I love getting support from my coworkers, and I also really love helping out people and wearing different hats. So if I'm hired for this position, I feel like I can bring teamwork to the unit.
Very well said, Jean. Jean, do you have any questions that are relevant to the interview that we haven't covered yet?
I actually was curious about any support systems that you have for new nurses, specifically new graduates. Does the hospital have, say, a nurse residency program?
It's very interesting that you asked that. We have a very robust resident program where we have coordinators for the program. We even assign mentors to each of our new graduates. And so, yes, we do have a lot of support and teamwork that happens for our new grads.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I do have another question. What would you say, in your own words, the work culture is like at the hospital and on the unit?
Actually, we have a great support system. We really value teamwork and support for not just our new nurses, but for all nurses. We work as a team on the unit. And I would say we're also proud of our diversity as a team on the unit. So we have nurses with all levels of experience that will be there to support any new grad that come to the floor.
Okay, after learning more about the residency and about the work culture, I would be honored to be selected for this position. I would love to. I guess my final question would be, if I'm selected for the position, what would the next steps be in terms of the interviewing process?
That's also a very good question. If you are selected, you will hear from the recruiter regardless of what our decision is. You will hear from the recruiter within the next 2 to 3 business days.
Okay.
And with that, you will get thorough instructions on what the next steps will be. We will guide you through the process. And it will be our honor to consider you as an applicant. We will be considering you as for the position. And so we will be thorough in our investigations and follow up, and you should hear from us in the next few days, like I stated.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Those are all the questions that I have.
It's been a pleasure talking with you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. I hope to hear from you soon.
You will. Take care now.